Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going over what my crypto portfolio looks like going into 2024. We'll go over a bunch of really good things, like how I've earned my crypto over the last year, my top 10 portfolio positions, and finally, how I store my cryptocurrency. So let's get right into it. Today's video is sponsored by the team over at hashvortex.eu. Let me introduce you to HashVortex, your go-to shop for top quality ASIC cooling and silencing solutions. HashVortex specializes in helping fellow ASIC miners convert their noisy ASICs like Bitmain and Ice Rivers into cool and silent money printing machines. In addition, HashVortex doesn't cut corners on quality. They use high temperature resistant polymers to ensure durability against the power and heat of modern day ASICs. Finally, every dollar counts as a home crypto miner, and HashVortex totally understands. So their pricing easily beats out the competition. Put it to the test. HashVortex.eu accepts Bitcoin and all major credit cards, shipping worldwide. Head on over to hashvortex.eu and use checkout discount code HOBBYIST to save 10% on your entire order. How I've earned my cryptocurrency over the last year. First off, GPU mining. Where are my GPU miners at? Well, I started GPU mining 3 years ago with an MSI 970. And now today, we have almost 100 graphics cards. And I'm a GPU miner at heart. I always have been. I've loved graphics cards. And I love the ability to be able to pivot and mine whatever I want, whenever I want. And that's exactly what I've done over the last year, using these graphics cards to mine a variety of different proof of work coins, altcoins, and spec mining to earn high yields on some of these coins that are super early. So we've built a lot of our bags with GPU mining. Second, ASIC mining. ASIC mining is something I really stepped into over the last year. It was never obtainable for me during the last bull run because I'll be honest, most full-size ASICs were well out of my price range, being $15,000 or more, some as high as $40,000, which is absolutely insane. Well, during the last year, a lot of the prices on ASIC miners have come down, and I've gone ahead and grabbed them up and mined with them, and I still am today. I have a full second shed filled with ASIC miners using 150 amps or almost 28,000 watts with ASIC miners mining all day long. Some Bitcoin, some altcoins, things like 𝐂𝐫𝐲𝐩𝐿, Ethereum Classic, Cardano, Dogecoin, all things that I've been using with these ASIC miners to accumulate crypto over the last 12 months. Third, brand partnerships. My channel has grown pretty significantly over the last year, which has been a huge blessing. And during that time, a lot of these brands are interested in working together and paying in crypto. Some of them pay in USD, and I can't complain. But I've used this opportunity to accept a lot of crypto for the brand partnerships and sponsorships that I've had over the last year, and that's allowed me to build my crypto bags pretty significantly. Finally, selling positions. During the last year, I've really kept an eye on my current positions and I've sold and taken profits, but I haven't taken profits to US dollar and into my bank account. Instead, I've gone ahead and sold a lot of the crypto that has been pumping and up several 100% in the moment that are quick little windows, and I've converted that into USDT. And then I've held on to that and I've bought up a variety of different coins. My current bag of crypto is about 49 different positions, and it's constantly growing because I'm buying $250 there or $500 there of all different types of cryptocurrency that I'm interested in, that I'm spec buying into in hopes that they pump at a later date and I take my profits and move on. Altcoins have really been my focus over the last year, and I've been mining them, buying them, and accumulating them as much as I can. If there's one thing I've learned during the bear market, it is hunkering down on altcoins and accumulating as much as you can. With high yields, it's a great time to be a miner, but it's also a great time to take $100 here or $200 there and buy into a variety of different altcoins that have a possibility to balloon in the future and, well, take those profits. So let's go through my top 10 portfolio positions. So with no surprise, number one position in my portfolio is Bitcoin. As I mentioned earlier, Bitcoin used to be about 44% of my entire portfolio, but is now at 14.6%. Now, my Bitcoin has not gone down that much, as I've really doubled down on Bitcoin over the last year, having over 8 different Bitcoin miners in my ASIC shed. However, I have put Bitcoin to work in a variety of different things. One of the things was buying a 𝐂𝐤𝐴 smart node, and I used Bitcoin for that. I've also used Bitcoin for a variety of different purchases in order to grow my farm, but I've always come back to stacking Bitcoin. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 was an absolute surprise, and that is Solana. I've only gotten into Solana over the last month, back on December 17th. And that's because other coins have directly converted into it. First off, Helium Mobile. I took profits on Helium Mobile on December 17th when it was pumping very significantly, and I made out really, really well. Well, I didn't roll that into US dollar and take that in cash. I actually rolled it directly into Solana. And that same week, Solana pumped as well. So not only did I get a pump on Helium Mobile, but I also got a pump on Solana. At the exact same time of selling 50% of my Helium Mobile, I also sold 50% of my Hide Mapper and rolled that into Solana as well. So magically, I stepped into Solana into my portfolio as number 2, all at once, being brand new to Solana there. Number 3 should be no surprise to my fellow proof of work miners out there, and that is 𝐶ASPA. 𝐶ASPA right now is at 11.3% of my entire portfolio, and I got into 𝐶ASPA at the tail end of GPU mining when it was still profitable. I then moved into it with KS0, KS0 Pro, and then finally, huge shout out to fellow content creator DJ Minds, who finally convinced me to get a KS2, and it was a great option to do it. When I did it, purchased it, got it in early November, and did very well during that time period when the yield was significantly more. Bumping into position 4 would be Flux. I've held Flux for several years now. I've been mining it for several years now with GPUs. I've stopped mining it over the last few months, and I went ahead and picked up a Flux Nimbus node with some of my Flux that I have in my portfolio. The Nimbus node earns me a certain amount of Flux per month, so that allows me to continue to accumulate that bag. It's almost like staking that Flux, but I can go ahead and get it back at any time and close out that Nimbus node if I wanted. I'm currently running my Flux node on Node Orbit. I'll put a link directly down below. It is an affiliate link if you're interested, but I've been very happy with Node Orbit. I highly recommend it if you're looking to pick up a Flux node. Moving on to position number 5 is Helium Mobile. Helium Mobile, I went ahead and purchased and got into a year ago, actually, a year as of February, with Moken.io, where I could purchase a pre-installed, pre-purchased unit down in Miami that was up and running and own 75% of that unit and earn 75% of its daily earnings. Well, I've been stacking Helium Mobile over the last year, and bam, back in December, it took off and has held that, and it is all of a sudden now Helium Mobile is now in my top 5 position, and I've done very well with. As I talked about, I took 50% profits back on December 17th. Moving on from there down to my 6th position is 𝐂𝐤𝐴. 𝐂𝐤𝐴 is a proof of work coin as well, but also has a play to earn mechanism to it, as it is entirely focused around gaming. Well, I picked up a 𝐂𝐤𝐴 smart node, and as I talked about, I sold some Bitcoin to go ahead and purchase a 𝐂𝐤𝐴 smart node, and that has been a fantastic decision for me, because every 29 hours I earn 2,250 𝐂𝐤𝐴 for doing absolutely nothing other than running their smart node. And I'm running this smart node on Node Orbit as well, and it has been amazing to just be able to continue to stack 𝐂𝐤𝐴 and not do anything. It is the closest thing to pure passive income that I can say. Down the list from there is Kadena. I mined Kadena during the last bull run, accumulated it. I bought some Kadena when Kadena was really low during the last bear market here, and I always wanted to get my hands on a KA3, and the prices got really low of them, and I never really took that step. And then look at that, Kadena goes ahead, has a pump more recently, and the price of the KA3s goes up. So if you have your eyes on hardware, stop waiting, just pull the trigger. Another big win here for me, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, had to count down my list here. is 𝗟RI. 𝗟RI is at 4.4% of my entire portfolio, and 𝗟RI was something that I never thought would be in my top 10. I bought $250 of 𝗟RI months and months and months ago as a spec play. Remember I talked about that earlier, taking some of that USDT and buying into some of these spec plays? Well, that $250 turned into 4.4% of my entire portfolio when that project ballooned and did very well. And it's continued to hold that position, which has been awesome. And I continue to mine it with one of my GPU mining rigs. Next position here, number 9, is Dogecoin. I watched Dogecoin from the sidelines last bull run and got into it a little bit late and wish I would have got into it earlier, because I saw a lot of people around me take lots of profits with Dogecoin. And so Dogecoin is 100% a spec play. I believe it is a meme coin, and I'm only into it to take profits. But I've been mining Dogecoin. I have 2 L7s. I have a boatload of those mini Doge miners. I've bought into Dogecoin during the bear market as well. My entire goal is to hold it until the bull run, until we see a big pump, and sell it for profits. Finally, my last position here is 𝐿OR at 3.7% of my entire portfolio. And 𝐿OR is another one of those where I bought into 𝐿OR, and thanks to DJ Mines for recommending it very early on. Instead of jumping in and mining it early on, I bought into it. I think I bought about $500 worth of 𝐿OR early on. That project did very well, took off, and I've held that. I haven't sold any of it. I've doubled down now and decided to not only buy 𝐿OR, but I've also been mining it. And it's now in position 10 in my entire portfolio. So finally, let's talk about how I store all of this crypto that we just went ahead and talked about, because it's quite a variety, being 49 different positions. Well, diversifying how you store your crypto is super important, especially from a security perspective. I don't recommend that you store all your crypto on the same media, on the same type. I absolutely don't recommend you install crypto wallets on your machines. Be diverse in how you store your crypto, because it'll keep you safe. If one option gets compromised, you still have all your other crypto in other different avenues. And that just keeps you safe in the end and keeps your funds secure. So first off, for me, I have 6 different ways that I store my crypto. First one is I have a Ledger device. And Ledger, regardless of all the drama they've had over the last year, works really well for me. I've been very happy with it. I have a variety of different cryptocurrencies stored on my Ledger. Some of it is Bitcoin, some of my Bitcoin though, but not all of it, because as I talked about, you really want to diversify. Jumping on to number 2 is Tangem. I got my hands on a Tangem wallet a year ago, maybe, I don't even know. And I didn't think much of it until I started to see it popping off more recently and really adopting a lot of these proof of work coins. Ones that stand out are things like Caspa, and they're moving into Dynex here soon. So I've pivoted back to Tangem, and I have a large percent of my holdings on the Tangem wallet. I love it now, and I think it's because of the fact of they've really kept a close relationship with miners, and they're putting a lot of these proof of work coins, even smaller proof of work coins, on their wallet, which has been great. Number 3 is 𝐍𝐞𝐞𝐝. Now, 𝐍𝐞𝐞𝐝 has a variety of different crypto as well, but I've had my gripes with 𝐍𝐞𝐞𝐝 more recently. I've had my frustrations with 𝐍𝐞𝐞𝐝 more recently, and I've started to move a lot of my crypto off of it. It's not that the wallet is compromised or concerning, but it does have it's very buggy, and that's really been concerning to me. So I've decided to start moving a lot of my crypto off of it, but I still hold some of my larger positions in Flux and also Kadena on 𝐍𝐞𝐞𝐝. Number 4 is Exodus. Remember Exodus back in the last bull market? Well, Exodus has worked great for me as well, and I have about 1/6 of my holdings in there. Now, I talked about Bitcoin earlier on with Ledger. I hold Bitcoin in almost every one of these wallets, just variety of different amounts in the different wallets, just to keep things separated, just in case one gets compromised. Number 5 is a handful of web wallets. Web wallets are super common with some of these newer or maturing projects out there, and so I've taken full advantage of it. Web wallets are easy. It's great when those web wallets are supported by the actual project. One, for example, is Dynex. I hold all my Dynex in the Dynex web wallet, and it's worked out awesome. Finally, the 6th method for me is I hold over 20 different core wallets on a Hyper-V host. Hyper-V is a virtual machine platform offered by Microsoft. It's entirely free if you have Windows 11 or Windows 10 Pro, and you can turn up isolated, brand new virtual machines for each of your core wallets. Core wallets are super common with a lot of these young, brand new proof of work projects, and so virtual machines are a great avenue to set up a brand new computer virtual machine, install that core wallet, get your receiving address, and then shut it down and keep it secure, but also keep that wallet isolated from the rest of your network. That has been a huge win for me. A lot of the times I will keep my crypto in that core wallet until the project has matured and gotten on to one of the other hardware wallets that is out there. If you guys are interested in any of the wallets that I talked about, I'll put links to them directly down below. Some of them are affiliate links. They cost you absolutely nothing more, and they directly help out the channel. So guys, that is going to wrap things up for today. I always love doing these to kick off the year, talk about my portfolio, and talk about my positions, but I need your help. I'd love for you guys to contribute to the conversation. Leave a comment directly down below on your top 3 positions that you hold currently stepping into 2024, and how do you guys store your crypto? What's your favorite hardware wallet? Leave those comments down below. I'd love for you guys to jump in on the conversation, and you guys as fellow viewers, read the comments down below and see what everyone's in and how they're storing their crypto. Until next time, guys, take care.